Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with another game. This is DaezanG, you have on the left of your screen, and Light on the right side of your screen. Both interesting. I mean, this is kind of interesting to see this game in 2006, right? Because this is DaezanG versus Light. Light, of course, would go on to be a very, very solid player. He would never really win any championships in the Kespa age. I don't know if he even got to the round 4 in the Kespa age. He was one of those players that was just like really good but not successful, if that makes sense. And then he would go on though to be like one of the best Terrans in 2010. He had a big surgence of power there, won a lot of games then, and then he would end up being one of the better Terran players now. He's like one of the best Terran, actually, you know, with Flash out of the scene. You might even call him the best. There would be an argument to say that he's the best Terran player in 2022. There's an argument that he's not too, you know, but you know, there's an argument meaning that you could disagree. But anyway. Point being, this is before all that, and it's kind of interesting to see how Light plays in this situation. DaezanG, on the other hand, he's kind of more towards the end of his pro gaming career in a way. You know, a very solid Protoss player, but you know, he's going to go into the military pretty soon, basically, and you go into the military when you're kind of on your way out, right? And so, you know, he's more of a, I want to say like 2000, well, I guess 2006 is like when he did the best. I'm looking at his stats right now. Actually, let's see, he got into the round of 8 in the 2006 Pringles MSL. So yeah, so 2006 is kind of like when he was strongest. 2008, he got into the early stages of the OSL as well, as part of Air Force Ace, so just kind of showing you how solid he is. Anyway, but what I was going to say is I'm trying to look right now to see if I'm correct that he actually, I'm not sure, I think he became a caster. I think DaezanG ended up doing some commentating as well, but his Wikipedia page hasn't been updated since 2008 or 9. Oh, 2009. So not sure what happened after that, after he got out of the Air Force. Anyway, so let's get into this game. We got Light going for a very, very quick expansion here, ladies and gentlemen. And it's been seen. It's been seen here. This is Tau Cross, by the way. DaezanG is here. He's spotted it. And actually, I was looking at the stats on the other side, so I didn't even see if there's a barracks sub in Light's base. This could be a very dangerous position. Cybernetic score going down. He also has the gateway up. Yeah, no, it was actually Command Center first. Command Center first. Very risky play here. Is DaezanG going to be able to punish this, though? He could be getting a Zealot across the map right now. He could get a Zealot into Light's base before, because it's not too far of rush distances on this map, actually. And look at this. Is that probe actually going to get an SCV? Nope. He's going to go back to the safety of the supply lines. Actually, is he safe in the supply lines? We're never going to know. We're never going to know what happened with that probe and that SCV. But he's being really obnoxious, at least. Probe looks like it's going to go down before too long. Okay, there's the injured SCV. He's actually pulling 3 SCVs to repair the injured SCV to make sure it doesn't die. Meanwhile, the probe gets its shields back, at least. And it looks like he's going to go back over here, harass this SCV a little bit longer. He's probably going to actually just escape with that. But the Zealot is almost here, and the Marine is not even out yet. He's getting a factory here. If he can get a Vulture out, he's going to be fine. But in the time before that Vulture can get out, is a very dangerous position here. Nice little wall of Marines to get in the way. Dragoon's going to be coming across the map as well. This is going to be a very interesting little threat here. But I feel like Light is going to get away with this. I feel like this is not quite enough. He's microing this so well. This Zealot's just not able to get any traction and not able to land a lot of hits. I don't think he's landed a single Marine hit yet. Now, here's the thing. This Dragoon is going to have an easier time getting hits on the Marines, though. But SCVs are the Dragoon's worst nightmare. Oh, is he going to get the SCV building the factory? If he slows down the factory, that's huge. He's killing off these Marines. If he can kill off that Marine before it gets in the bunker, he's going to try and body block it and attack it at the same time. And it looks like, no, the bunker completes, the Marine gets inside. But he's going to be able to run past that. He's actually going for Machine Shop first, which makes sense because now that the Dragoon is in play, the Vulture is not really much of a threat, but a tank will be a threat. He needs to get that tank out pretty quickly, so Dragoon walking by that Marine fire. Again, there's only one Marine in that bunker, so it's not too big of a threat either, actually. He's going to get these 2 Dragoons in here. He's going to try and micro like crazy against the units, and this is pretty strong here. Having 2 Dragoons behind enemy lines is very, very strong. Is he going to keep producing units and rallying to the front? But again, Light now is actually, he's up a base. It looks like he's stopped SCV production at the moment. Either because of distraction or because he has lost some SCVs or he just needs to focus here, or he just cannot afford to keep producing SCVs at this situation because he's having to produce units and try and get out tanks as well to deal with this. Looks like the Dragoons are going to finally get surrounded. Nope, not quite killed off yet. Running a 3rd Dragoon past. Again, he's just kind of like, I'm going to sacrifice the shields in order to get these Dragoons in here. Oh no, that Dragoon on move command to join up with the others takes free tank fire when he could have gotten free fire against the tank. That was a huge, well, a significant, I should say, misplay. Maybe not misplay as much as a missed opportunity, I should say. But I'm gonna call it a misplay. I think he's actually finishing off a lot of these injured SCVs. Wow, he just actually killed like 6 SCVs in a row just before those Dragoons actually finished dying. So otherwise it would have been a really tragic situation for DaezanG, but he might be able to pull out of this. But I feel like Light has gotten away with the fast expansion. He's gonna be producing double SCVs now that he's kind of fought off this attack. He's got the bunker up, he's got a tank out, he's got 2 tanks out actually. Nice that he's got the injury bait. There's no threat of Dark Templar, but there could have been, so it was a nice move to make sure he was able to deal with that. Of course, engineering bait is perfect because you counter Dark Templars with turrets. You also counter Reaver shuttle with getting turrets as well. Not counter, but you deal with them, I should say. Did I just see DaezanG got 2 Nexuses? He did. He's like, okay, you're gonna expand, then that means you're gonna be teching up, you're gonna be playing defensive, you're gonna be getting your forces together for a little while. I think I can get away with getting 2 expansions up to match your 1, and this is not uncommon against this, but very interesting to see it after that early aggression. He could have just, instead of building all those zealots and stuff, he could have expanded or double expanded earlier on, but instead he went for the aggression to try and punish the quick expansion. Hard to say if he did. He lost, let's see, 2 zealots, 2 dragoons. He killed 5 SCVs and 4 marines or something like that. I'd say it's worth. But again, is it worth enough to balance the fact that Light got an expansion up and is double producing SCVs right now? Of course, DaezanG he's got those 2 Nexuses up, but it's going to be a couple minutes still until he can actually start producing lots of probes, and it'll be minutes more beyond that before he'll actually be able to utilize that economy to actually make units and actually win the game. And that's what this is for, ladies and gentlemen. Coming here with this shuttle and the Reaver, this is actually perfect. This shit, okay, he drops out the Zealot. The Reaver drops out after the Zealot tanks the hit. Can he fit? Oh no, the shuttle went down! Oh no! Oh, that is really bad for DaezanG. Sorry if you just heard a weird noise. I was moving my microphone. That is really bad for DaezanG. Losing that is crucial because he needed that shuttle and that Reaver as a distraction, so he could buy himself some time to get his economy going and get himself matching Light's economy and further. And it's not happening anymore with that shuttle gone. And so, he has gotten those expansions up at least. It was a little bit distracting, but now, if Light wants to, he could theoretically, well, I don't know if he can push out actually. He's only been producing off 1 factory. I don't think he's even been producing extra marines. So he may not actually have enough of a force to counterattack, but it was a little bit of a risk that he could if DaezanG didn't have that distraction. So let's see, he's pushing out with those 4 marines from earlier. 5 tanks, is that 5 tanks? That is a significant number of tanks. Significant. Sorry, I was just amused by the way that sounded coming out of my mouth. I had to say it a couple more times. Getting more factories up here as well, so he's pushing out, but he's actually powering up to follow up this push even more so. Tanks sieging up outside of this. Okay, here comes his opportunity. He's pushing with these dragoons. Can he actually finish off these tanks? They don't have a lot to stop these dragoons because the marines are not doing almost anything. And he's gonna micro right in and pick off every single tank. Oh no, Light was powering up, getting those extra factories online, but he just jumped the gun. jumped the gun and he's been censured by the ref as a result. You know, if he just waited maybe another 30 seconds to get those factories up and put out a handful of vultures to stand in the way of those tanks, this would have gone much differently. But now the counter attack coming in here. I love saying that, I guess, for some reason. By DaezanG pushing in with these Dragoons, and there's no tanks. There's nothing left to stop this. Now these vultures are going to be really annoying. He's taking out several probes already. He's going to go into the main and take out several more. Very nicely done. But in the meantime, DaezanG, let's see. Okay, that's just attacking an outer turret. Is he actually able to get any damage done? He is. The Dragoons are just battling SCVs, and SCVs are the hard counter, of course, to Dragoons. But with enough Dragoons, they can take out a lot of SCVs in the meantime. So a lot of SCV production for Light, having those 2 command centers. A lot of SCV destruction for DaezanG. So, looks like things might even out. I'm not sure exactly what. We're gonna have to kind of pause and take stock of what's going on in this game in a minute here. He does have vultures out now. He actually has mines already upgraded, so he's able to put mines down. But look at this, Dragoons are just chilling with some zealots in the main. It looks like he's gonna be able to kill off that tank. Actually, the Dragoons stopped giving chase instead to follow up and hit the vulture to clear up space for the zealots to do more damage. Is this zealot actually going to chase down the tank? Not quite. But in the meantime, zealots killing SCVs. Dragoons just chilling, just taking pot shots at the command center in the natural expansion here. So DaezanG has cleared up those vultures, and it looks like he's going to be able to take this game because the vultures are a strong counterplay. But it just wasn't quite enough after losing everything, basically. So just a bit of an overstep. Light moving out and trying to set up camp right outside of DaezanG's third base a little bit too quickly and got punished for it and loses the game as a result. GG! DaezanG wins game number 4 to take it to a 3-1 lead. 3-1 lead for the Stars, ladies and gentlemen. MBC game, who looked dominant in the early playoffs of the last round, 4-0ing and then 4-1ing their opponents before losing to SK Telecom. Now here they are down 1-3 in an almost uncomebackable situation against the Woongjin Stars. Or I guess the Hanbit Stars at the time, sorry. Next up, though, is going to be Busan versus GG Play. And actually, that's pretty dangerous because GG Play is very, very good in 2006. And Busan's very solid, too, though, so we'll see. They have to win 3 in a row now. MBC Game Hero has to win all 3 of the remaining games in order to actually win this series. If they lose any one of those, then that will be the 4th win, and the Stars will take it. And they will go on to advance to take on Hwaseong Oz with newcomer MVP Jaedong in the 2nd playoff match. So Busan versus GG Play on Blitz should be a fun one. That's going to be the next game. Busan, very solid player. I think basically, maybe in 2006, the best Protoss on MBC Game Hero, because BSU hadn't quite, gotten up there yet. So we'll see how that goes. A nice little PVZ coming up here next, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed this one very much. Thanks for watching.